Alright, I've been working on a Redpower Quarry System using the new Redpower frames for a little while today, and I wanted to show what it's been doing. It's a work in progress, so but I've been playing around with some of the more complex systems, and give me a second here. There we go. I'm still working on some of my control systems, but I've managed to hammer out the mining system and the recovery system so far. This platform is a mobile platform, a fully mobile platform, or it will be. I still need to build the drive system, which will be probably another layer up at roughly the height I'm standing at. Either that or I'll create a little engine system that'll sit right here. Regardless, it's still being worked on, but it's looking good so far. I'm actually quite pleased with the progress I've made. So I guess I'll do a quick walkthrough. This is a quarry system using a kind of a shuttering effect that I think, that some people have been using for stuff like this. I gotta remember how these things work. Basically, it's an interlaced drill head that moves from here to here, just kind of a side-to-side motion, and every time it cycles through, it'll move down a layer. So this particular design will mine out a 10 by 10 area. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I need to, one of the things I'm working on right now, thinking about, is a reset system to get it, or controls to get these two motors. These are the two side-to-side motors. They move the head back and forth. I need to wire up a manual control scheme for that. That's kind of what I was working on with these. That's an automatic deploying system. Anyways, this platform has the mining layer, which digs up all of the blocks. It carries them along these pipes to these storage chests. Once the whole system is mined out, or once the system's full, you'll throw this lever. You'll turn the system off in this position, and you'll throw this lever, which does that retrieval thing that it just did a little while ago. And then once it does that, you can come, well, let's see, we'll do it on foot. You can come over here and throw this lever, which turns on the processing system, sort of. It uses transposers to extract all of the items from the storage chests on the drill head, and then it pulls them up to the sorting machine, which labels them based on, what I want and what I don't want. So I just did a really quick and dirty. I don't want any of the earth materials. What it does is it labels those as white. I'll just change that to red or something, and they get pulled out here and just push right through this white pipe, which this transposer just automatically pushes them out into the lava to destroy them. All of the other items get labeled as black items, and they just come down this way and get deposited into these two storage chests. They'll mostly just contain stuff like ore and whatnot. But that's the sorting system. Whoops. So turn that off, and this is actually going to be the first time I've actually tested the whole drilling system, so we get to see how well it works. So I'm going to turn it on here in a second. Hello, chicken. I actually chose a mountain top in this area. I've tested a couple other designs. I'm going to get a little sidetracked here, so just disregard. This one was just an earlier. This is a square formation. It walks from here, here, so it does kind of circular motion, except it's a square. And then that would just pull all the items up, dump them into this storage chest level. This was the control system, but it's kind of messy. This was, I think, this was the second design that actually worked all the way through. I hadn't developed the system that automatically lays the frames yet for this one, and the platform isn't mobile. One thing I think I mentioned earlier, this entire system is completely mobile, so once I develop the engine system, it can move from place to place, mining out a 10 by 10 area automatically. This one here was a circular system. I was just testing to I'm planning on building a tunnel boring system too, so I wanted a design that would work for that. Anyways, back to this. Let's see. I'll just turn it on, and I guess we'll see how it works. I used a... There we go. Looking good. I used the bus transceivers, which are actually really useful to filter. I used bundled cable, obviously, to filter out all the individual signals to the different components. And the bus transceiver is just there to offer a master on-off switch for each function. But as you can see here, the system... Actually, I'm going to go sleep so we can see this during daylight. I don't have my NEI installed. So, I think it's just low on power right now, I hope. Whoops, I bet that's what it is. Oh, yep, there we go. Yeah, I'm being stupid. I still need to work on a design that works for some of this stuff. There we go. Okay, now we're back. We are functioning again. Okay, so you can see it's pulling all the items up. I had to very carefully shield all of the frame components that are on the exterior. Looks like we're stuck, maybe, or just low on power. I also need to do some work with the no, I bet it's the frames locking up again. Yeah, I need to figure out how I need to go about getting this thing to work. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. There's something wrong here with the motor that pushes everything downward, so I don't think it's got anything to do with things that are blocking it. I might be wrong. Let's turn it on again and see what happens. Oops. Fouled that one up. So obviously it's not perfect, but I'm still, it's still being worked on. It looks like it's just running into something down here. It might actually be related to this. I get the feeling it's not actually pulling all of these items. Yeah, I was worried about this. It's a synchronization issue where the sequencer gets like lined up for some reason with these control systems, and it causes things to kind of behave weirdly. Maybe it's just moving too fast. Oh, shoot. fixes it. What did I break there? Nothing? Cool. Alright. Looks like we are working again. Alright. So as you can see, it's just moving along here. I kind of want to stop it and see what it's collected so far. Which can't be a lot, but it's just a bunch of dirt and stuff. Oh well. There. Let's make sure that... Yes, awesome. Beautiful. I think what was wrong up there was I had an exposed frame that wasn't covered, and it was clipping onto that this panel right here. So it kept freezing the system. But now that that's been fixed, I had to. It took me a little while to work out this this system right here, the clock system for the miners themselves, because I originally had it back here, kind of along the wall, but apparently for some reason the signal wasn't traveling all the way out to the bits in the corners over there. Whoops. Oh dear. There we go. So I had to realign everything, but it works, and it seems to be working very well. Now I need to figure out some sort of, I don't know, never mind, it seems to be here. I like being able to design, I typically build stuff like this so that I can physically navigate it without having to, you know, have flying powers. So, I like ladders and everything. I don't think I'm going to put ladders on this. I think I can climb it well enough, like right here and whatnot, to get to the different levels. But yeah. Ooh, marble. Yeah, assuming this whole system works, I think I'm just gonna do a quick inventory of how many items went into it using MC Edit, and then whoops, and then probably build one in my multiplayer server, because this is pretty sweet. I'll let this thing, I gotta go check to make sure it's got enough frames to make it to the bottom, but I'll let this thing run through its course, run through the entire cycle, and then once it's done I'll bring it up and we'll watch the sorting system in action. I'm really just concerned about ores, but I'd like to see what all it digs up and how it accounts for everything. So, ooh, a cave. I might have to, I guess let's see. I'll probably have to shield this redstone. It's not happening in this tap, but sometimes you get that water effect starting to spill over everything, and I think that if, like, for example, there was a water source block here, it would start flowing over the entire drill head, and that would knock out the redstone signal, and the entire process would stop. Where are we at? 34. Alright. I'm just gonna wait and watch, and we'll see what happens when it's done. Alright, well, it seems like we encountered a problem mining, and this wasn't something I was really expecting, so it looks like we have some water lava issues here, and you know, that's perfectly fine, but I'm going to I'm gonna stop this water just so I can, you know, continue to see my system actually run. There we go. Because it's still cycling upstairs. It's still trying to sweep back and forth. It's just it ran into problems right here. So we'll see what it does now. It should, yep, there we go. Maybe this lava will be what knocks out the redstone. Slowly creeping over. Yeah, here we go. Okay, for some reason these systems don't like to push down towards bedrock. I encountered that with the other two tunneling systems, that one in particular. So, whatever, it hit bedrock, that's all that matters. So now I'm going to stop it right here. Nope, wrong. Wait for it to move over. There we go. So now that it's in this position, I'll turn this system on. This one's keyed to, it borrows from, this sequencer obviously is the system that runs through the cycle to move this thing downwards. It circles starting from, I believe, white, orange, purple, blue. And so it, white, orange, purple, blue, it deploys the next frame, moves the stack downwards. You know, the block breaker's down there, break a block, it shifts right, and then it shifts left. And then it goes through the entire cycle again. This one just borrows, I believe, white and orange. So, actually, I'm going to change this to purple so it has a more evened out, magenta, whatever. It has a more evened out pace with which it moves. Anyways, now that it's here, we get to watch it come on up. There we go. I'm going to go check the clock on this. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. It's a good thing chests don't actually catch fire. I'm probably going to get a sequencer for the, just specifically for this stuff. That way, this entire floor is dedicated to sequencers. So we'll build that real quick. I need this, some bundled cable, and whoops, come on. What else? The actual sequencer. So I just want this to move at a faster rate, so we're just gonna do this and this, and then lay that there, drop that down to really fast, and then voila, we're done. And you can see it moving very quickly up, which is what I want. It's still at a very slow rate, but whatever. It's going to pull up until obviously the chests meet up with the receivers here, and then from there I'm going to throw the switch and watch the sorting system go to work. I changed the colors to better suit what's going on, you know, red and green. I also hope that lava goes away. And then once it gets up to the max height, like once it's fully retracted, it's designed so that it won't pull all of the frames off, so that it can still move around and begin its cycle again. Theoretically, the mining cycle over here, the mining system, is supposed to be able to cycle from any point in the process and not jam itself up with frames. I was just running into issues there earlier where it had, like, the frames were sticking and then it would start putting too many over here. And that was causing issues. Also, as you can see, the block breaker is wired, hooked up to the deployer, so it's designed to be able to be fully self-contained and whatnot. Okay, so now that it's fully retracted, we'll go down to, or actually, never mind. We'll walk over to the sorting system, which will begin extracting items. And of course, this. Okay, so it starts burning dirt. This system probably is a lot slower than it should be because it processes all these items what looks like one at a time for some stupid reason. But regardless, it'll funnel through all of these different systems and eventually it'll process everything. I was considering putting a smelting sort of thing, something to process the ores on board too, but I wanted to get all the mining stuff taken care of first, and I also don't think at this point that would work very well. I might do it. Maybe even up on this level right here, I could move that stuff around, but for now it's fine where it's at. Ooh, we got lava. Yeah, it looks like we hit bedrock. Maybe we got some diamonds. That would be cool. Unfortunately, I can't actually look in the chests while it's sorting. Wow. Whoops. I had run into some trouble with this before too. I didn't understand that the transposer doesn't actually need power if you funnel stuff into it to eject them. I think they changed that in the new version of the game, but or of Redpower, not the game, but whatever. I'll let this run its course and we'll see what we come up with. I did a little bit of poking around while this thing's sorting. I'm very bored right now, waiting for it to take care of everything, but I noticed that after I was adjusting the times on this, and some interesting things were happening. If I set it to 250 or 200, something really low, all of these, all of the transposers start kind of seizing up. They won't actually do anything. That's all just backlog in the system itself. But as you can see, they won't do anything. If I change the timer to 500, which is what it was at when I was showing you the video, it runs, but at a very tedious rate. The ants go marching, and so on and so forth. But if I changed it to 350, for some reason magic begins to happen and everything works very quickly. So I guess that's the timing I'm going to use. Also, we got some coal. Yay! Maybe I can get tighter timings. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so 350 is the lowest I can go. Here you can see it actually, the sorting system, well, okay, I was a little slow with that. But you were able to see the sorting system actually at work. I think we'll hit another swath of items at some point, but it was just interesting to see all the different colors intermingling over here. So, oh well.